Hey guys, what's up? Chris Paul here of the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Hey, what's up guys? It's Jimmy Garoppolo here.
Hey everyone, Karlie Kloss here.
Hey y'all, it's me, Addison Rae.
What's up guys, I'm Saquon Barkley here.
What's up everybody?
And I'm so happy to join SAP as the virtual host for the Take Your Child to Work Day in support of No Kid Hungry.
Hi, I'm Alicia Tillman from SAP, and we are so excited to welcome you to our virtual Take Your Child to Work Day event, together with No Kid Hungry. I look forward to this event every year at SAP, where we welcome children to our offices and inspire them for the future. We reimagined this event this year. We've opened our virtual doors to everyone and are bringing you a very special Take Your Child to Work Day, where you can see some people you wouldn't ordinarily see in mom or dad's office. And we will do this in partnership with No Kid Hungry. With nearly all of America's schools closed, millions of vulnerable children are losing the healthy meals on which they depend, and No Kid Hungry is working to reach those kids who desperately and urgently need our help. So let's get to it. William, who are you most excited to see today?
Everyone.
Riley, how about you?
Addison Rae and Karlie Kloss.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I am so excited to introduce you to my friend and your host for the first part of this event, Karlie Kloss. Karlie will be joined with so many people throughout the next couple of hours. You all know Karlie as a supermodel and the host of Bravo's Project Runway, but you may not also be aware that technology is a big part of her career. In 2015, Karlie founded an organization called Kode with Klossy, whose mission is to create learning experiences and opportunities for young women that increase their confidence and inspire them to pursue passions in a technology-driven world. Every summer, Kode with Klossy hosts free coding camps across the country focused on teaching scholars the fundamentals of code and programming. We're so excited to have Karlie joining us, not only to lead us in this event, but to also introduce us to a few of Kode with Klossy's scholars for our first session of the day. Over to you, Karlie.
Thank you, Alicia, for such a kind introduction, and hello everyone! I'm so excited to partner with SAP to bring you this special event. Over the next few hours, SAP has set up some really awesome sessions, really interesting speakers, and fun activities. So I hope you're all snuggled up at home, safe and healthy, and ready for a fun afternoon benefiting No Kid Hungry. Without any further ado, we're going to start our program with a Q&A featuring 4 stellar Kode with Klossy scholars, Valeria, Kiara, Ella, and Peyton. Let's do this, team.
For those who are tuning in right now and may not know, can one of you briefly explain what coding is and how it works?
Coding is kind of using different programming languages to make a computer do what you want it to do. But it doesn't only have to be, writing specific lines of code. You can make it creative and do what you want with it. So, yeah.
It's essentially like communicating what you want the computer to do by doing like a step-by-step process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So at Kode with Klossy, we talk a lot about coding as a superpower and how creative coding can be. What are some exciting things that you didn't realize you could do with code before you learned it?
I know personally for me, one of the most fascinating things was that how just like one line of code on a screen like translated directly into the most like physical reaction, maybe with like a robot or some like actual creation that you can make yourself. And it was really cool how to be able to say like loop something once meant that you could get some structure or wheel or whatever to like turn 1,000 times. And that was one of the coolest things, how like physical a reaction could be from just a couple lines of code on a screen.
Totally. The power is entirely in your hands as a creator.
Yeah, it's pretty cool because like Kiara and I both have like a lot of different interests outside of coding. Mm-hmm. She loves music and I love art. So like for us, it was really cool to see how we could intersect our outside interests with code. So like it became sort of a creative medium for us that we didn't know existed until we went to Kode with Klossy.
Definitely, yeah.
That's awesome. And I had the similar kind of experience when I first learned how to code. I really realized how you can apply these kind of skills and being able to instruct the computer to do something but to do something that can be intertwined with music or art or, any and every industry can be kind of powered by these lines of code. Do you have any ideas about how we could use coding to help bring people together right now when so many of us are separated due to social distancing?
Well, definitely like how we're like on a Zoom call, like you can use coding on computers to talk to each other in chat rooms and FaceTime calls, which has definitely helped me because I get to talk to all my friends all day. And I feel like that's really helped us to stay connected, even though we haven't seen each other in over a month. This way when we go back to school, it's not like we haven't seen each other in months and months, and we can still be connected and talk to each other.
It's so true. It's like the only way we can really stay connected right now, and how important that kind of connectivity really is for all of us, both to be productive in getting work done, schoolwork, and also just to stay happy and healthy and positive. And, you guys, how else are you staying busy right now while you're at home? Any advice that you have for kids who are tuning in right now and are maybe looking for something new to try?
Yeah, definitely. So me and Valeria are actually leading a virtual platform for children to be able to listen to story times online. So we've been doing that since this all started, as well as teaching our own classes with Code Equal.
Yeah, we've been like pretty busy.
I'm sure.
Yeah, we've been trying to like keep our students engaged. So for Code Equal, we've been reaching out to other students from other universities and high schools to create sort of like video tutorials on either fun projects or lessons for coding, so that students like we can reach other students we haven't reached before. And we're also like so for the past I don't know how many years, for years our family with my mom have done this organization called the Red Umbrella, and we've run it for I don't know, but it's a youth literacy program. So we've been asking people to submit videos of story times for kids, because a lot of students don't have access to libraries right now. So
are you guys ready to wrap it up with a quick rapid fire questions?
Yeah.
All right.
So Madison Femino wants to know, what got you interested in coding?
I was interested in coding, like I said, because I just wanted to understand what this skill set is that allows somebody to take an idea and be able to scale it so quickly. And coding really can be that.
This one's from Devin Walker. What is your favorite and least favorite parts of your job?
My modeling job requires a lot of traveling, which I love. And I would say it's both the best part because I get to see the world, but it's also sometimes the worst part because being on an airplane so much can sometimes be a bit of a grind.
Annabelle Sparul asked, what is your #1 tip for kids on how to care for your skin?
That's a great question. I find, it's really funny, even though we're inside all the time, I've recently heard that it's still important to wear SPF and kind of protect your skin. So that's one thing to remember. And another thing is just like wash your skin thoroughly. Right now I find I'm taking a little bit of extra time to pamper my skin and kind of do a nice exfoliating and hydrating. So make sure to take care of your skin. But you guys, I miss you and I'm happy to see your faces. I feel closer to you just even over this call, even though we're all so far apart. But this was awesome and we really appreciate you all joining us today. And I hope you stay healthy and I look forward to talking soon.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you again to my wonderful Code with Klossy scholars. I love every opportunity that I get to hear about the amazing things they're building with their coding skills. Now, switching gears, we're going to hear from someone whose entire job is to make us smile. How awesome is that? I want to introduce you to the amazing Sania Quiron, a professional juggler who is going to teach us how to juggle with things that you can find around the house.
Hi everyone, my name is Sania and I'm a circus artist. And like you, I'm stuck at home But you know, in the world of circus, we have a sentence who says, the show must go on. So, what do you think about a small training with me today? Sounds good? Good. First, we're gonna need some pillows and some space. So please, make some space around you and go pick some pillows. Good. For starting, I'm gonna show you the base position. So, for the people who are flexible, you just need to go land on your back like this and put your legs up. If you want to be more comfortable, we go like this. Are you ready? Today, we are learning how to juggle with your feet. The first move we're gonna learn today, it's the jump. So, like I said before, base position, landing on the back, and feet up. So, I want you to use your toes like your finger. It's very important. So, you're gonna put the pillow on your hand like this and jump. And now, we're gonna do the drop. Up, like this. And again, and jump, drop. And now we're gonna see the pop. Pop. And jump, drop, pop. All right, so next one, we're gonna make some pizza. I want you to do bye-bye, stop, twist, pop. I'm gonna do it again. Bye-bye, stop, twist, and pop. All right, so again, landing on the back. I'm gonna do it with my hands. So let's make some pizza. So we do stop, twist, and pop. So let's make some pizza, but we gotta catch it with the feet, all right? So hands, legs up, stop, twist, and pop. We gotta make some pizza with the feet, of course. So, same thing with the hands, but we're gonna do it with the feet. So, I'm gonna do stop, twist, and pop. You can do that one. Stop, twist, and pop, catch with the hand. For the magic tricks, you're gonna need a blanket and a wall. So, watch me and you can repeat that after, all right? The blanket needs to cover your feet, so it needs to be a long blanket. It's very important. Pick the blanket, put your hands inside. I'm gonna do 1, 2, and 3. Like this. Did you have fun today? So like you see, we have a lot of things to do at home. The only thing we need? The imaginations.
I'm definitely gonna try that outside, where hopefully I can't break anything. Now, it's time to dance. I'm so excited to introduce you to the very talented kids from NowUnited.
What's up, everybody?
Hi, hello everybody.
Good. We would like to say a big thanks to SAP, our partners, for inviting us to be a part of Take Your Child to Work Day in support of No Kid Hungry, which helps students get access to free meals during this tough time.
And thank you to everyone who tuned into our session. We are Now United. And I am Sabina from Mexico.
And I am Josh from Canada.
I'm Noah from USA.
I'm Sophia from Russia.
And I'm Savannah from Australia. And today we're going to talk a little bit about Now United. So I am one of the recent members, and we are a group of 15 people from 15 different countries. That was created by the awesome Simon Fuller. And he owns the Spice Girls, American Idol, and we just travel the world and sing and dance together. So, yeah. Let's do a Q&A, guys.
Yeah. We should ask some questions so they can get to know more about us.
What advice would you give to a kid like who wants a similar job, guys? Like, what advice would you give?
Just if you really want it, just work super hard and you can achieve your dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Retweet.
Yeah, retweet that as well.
I feel like even like the most simple job could be like really special and amazing if you really want to like work on it. It just depends on people, how serious you take it.
Yeah, just really really, if you really want it, you should really just give it everything you've got. And if you really actually do want it, you'll want to give it everything you've got. So yeah,
and you'll enjoy it also.
And believe in yourself. You can do this.
Never give up.
You know that you aren't good enough. Just that you use that as like fuel to make yourself even more like dedicated and focused on making yourself better, so you can shut all those people up by you just being awesome.
Yes. Amen. I like that answer. All right, let's move on to the next question. How do you work with technology in your job?
Use it a lot.
Yeah, all the time.
We use technology all the time. Something with Now United is we try to be super interactive with our fans. And because we're from all over the world, we always aren't going to be in the place where our fans are. And we have fans from all over the world. So technology is the best way to connect with our fans, doing live streams and doing stories with them and liking their comments and their posts and everything.
Yeah, it is kind of also, it's really interesting. What's awesome about Now United is that nothing kind of like really stops us. Like since we all can't be together like in the recording studio, like we're literally recording our newest songs on our iPhones through voice memos and then sending it to our like producers and mixer people, and they make our vocals sound good. Like that's how our newest song that's going to be coming out pretty soon.
Yeah. I don't think we could do our job without technology.
Right. And how does your job help people?
Our job, I think it helps a lot of people. I don't know. I feel like we bring joy to a lot of people, and I feel like happiness is like the goal of life, right? So I don't know.
We also inspire people to follow their dreams, and yeah, that's really cool.
In case you guys didn't know, I'm trying to grab my pick on the floor. I couldn't grab it. Me and some of the boys from Now United, we just released a new song, and it's called Wake Up. It's pretty dope, so I think we're going to play a little sneak peek of it for you guys.
Ooh.
Because the guitar goes like this. That unto you I cannot do. I should taste your perfume in my bedroom, underneath my pillow in my blanket. Watch me when I sleep at night. Oh God, I just woke up.
Hey, why don't we show them that video we just made this week?
Yo, I'm down.
Oh. Yeah, that's a great idea. Let's play it.
Let's do it.
This is cute little video that we made to wake up. So enjoy it.
Woo!
The damage that I've done cannot handle. I still taste your perfume in my bedroom, underneath my pillow in my blanket. It haunts me when I sleep at night. Oh God, this ain't what I'm used to. Full stars, I'm feeling this emotional. I thought I could see without you. I wouldn't be the one to fall apart. Oh God, this ain't what I'm used to. I wanna give it unconditional. Is this the lesson that I'm with you? Wake up. I don't wanna wake up. I don't wanna wake up. From the nightmares when you laid it, keep it staying till the morning comes. I don't wanna wake up. I don't wanna wake up. From the nightmares when you laid it, keep it staying till the morning comes.
I'm sure we'll be seeing a lot more of Now United once concerts start up again. Okay, now to the world of esports. Esports was already incredibly popular all around the world, but now, in this new normal, esports is one of the only sporting events available. We're going to hear some secrets and strategies from one of the best in the game, StarCraft player and coach TLO.
Hi Holly, how are you doing?
Good. Good. How is it to play games for a living?
It's pretty cool, I have to admit. You know, it's not something most people get to do and can say that playing video games is their job. But it can also be very hard work. Even though, you know, it's fun most of the time, it's like any other job or anything you love. I know you like drawing, but sometimes you're also sick of drawing, right? So that's the same for me sometimes too.
And also, how long have you been doing what you do?
So I've been playing professionally for about 10 years now, but I started playing video games when I was very young. I had 3 older brothers, and I started playing games when I was around 3 or 5 years old.
When you were my age, so 10 years old, what did you want to be when you grew up?
When I was 10, I actually remember quite vividly I wanted to become a scientist. And I remember that I was often reading stories or watching movies, and it was always the scientists very early in the movie or in the story that basically figured out the problem. And if people just listened to the scientists, the problem wouldn't have occurred in the first place. And I always thought they were like the real hero of the story. And I always imagined myself in like a white lab coat and like doing cool stuff, discovering things nobody has ever seen before.
That is really cool. Did you always want to have gaming as your job?
Well, not really, because when I was first of all, because I wanted to be a scientist, but also when I was your age, for example, being a professional video game player wasn't really a thing yet, right? Mm-hmm. The internet wasn't really as advanced then, and people didn't really play online like they do nowadays. So when I was little, I had no idea that could be a thing I could do someday. But when I was around 12 years old, that's when I first had that idea of becoming a pro gamer.
Mm-hmm. You've been on Team Liquid for about 10 years now. That's incredible. What do you like most about Team Liquid?
Well, you know, it's the first team that I've played for professionally ever. So I just stuck with my team. They've always been loyal to me, so I was always loyal to them. And they never gave me a reason to leave. They always treated me well, and it always felt like we are a group of friends all working together to do the same thing. And Team Liquid always stood for values that are really important to me. For example, it's not just about being the best player, but showing fair play and being polite to your opponents and never being mean to anybody. And I really don't like if somebody is like a good player and then publicly they don't really behave very well, because I think as a pro player, you should be setting an example to other people.
What is the best part of your job and what is the worst part in your opinion?
Well, my favorite part about the job I have is that I get to work from home. When I'm practicing, I'm just doing it from my home, and I can spend a lot of time with my family, and I don't have to commute and face traffic, and I can kind of be my own boss. You know, I can take breaks whenever I want, and kind of take holidays when I want. Even though most of the time I'm working, you know, it's kind of fun to have that freedom for yourself. And on the other hand, I also like that I got to get to travel a lot. Not right now, obviously, but before the whole situation, I've been to 15 different countries, and I have friends all over the world, and that's one of my favorite one of my favorite things. And I guess the worst part about my job is that sometimes it can be a little bit solitary. The game I play is a game that is a duel, so I just play against one other player. So it's not a team game. And when I'm practicing, all the pressure is on myself, and I don't, necessarily have teammates after each match that, can lift your spirits up and stuff like that. But because I'm on Team Liquid, I still have a lot of teammates I can talk to after my games and stuff like that. So it's not so bad.
For other people who want to become professional gamers, what advice would you give them?
Well, becoming a professional player is not just all about playing video games a lot. It's really important to take care of yourself. We always say, if you're in good physical shape, you'll also be in good mental shape. So, for example, regular exercise, eating healthy, all those things will help you become a better video game player as well. So it's not all about eating junk food and drinking sodas, which sometimes is a cliche of a video game player. It's actually really important to have a healthy lifestyle.
And last question, what is your favorite control or little secret about the game you play?
Okay, so the game I play is called StarCraft. It's a strategy game, and I guess my favorite trick about it is just really studying my opponent and finding out their weakness. And sometimes they don't even know they have that weakness, and then I try to build a strategy to perfectly trick them into doing what I want to do.
Infiltrate the weakness.
Yeah, exactly. It's really fun. Basically outsmart my opponent.
Well, that's all the questions, and hope it was good. I'm not sure.
Thank you so much, Ollie.
No problem.
I hope all the gamers tuning in right now picked up some good tips. That was so cool. So sticking with sports for a minute, I'm sure becoming a professional football player has been a dream for many of you out there. And what could be cooler than playing in the Super Bowl? But football, or any job for that matter, is even better when you get to give back to others. Let's welcome Jesse Lovejoy and Kyle Juszczyk from the San Francisco 49ers to talk about how they're using this time at home to help give back to kids in their community.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jesse Lovejoy. I'm the director of 49ers EDU. I am coming to you from my home, my virtual office on Take Your Child to Work Day here in Santa Cruz, California. I'm joined by a good friend, Harvard graduate, STEM education advocate, yeah, attaboy, and the best fullback in the NFL, Kyle Juszczyk. We're here working with SAP today to speak to all of you on Take Your Child to Work Day. We're obviously doing it virtually, so hopefully you've enjoyed what you've seen so far. Today is to benefit No Kid Hungry, so be sure you look at the links surrounding us here and explore that and help us make sure that kids who need food, who are not in school getting it, can get the meals that they're used to getting. So with no further ado, Juice, how are you, man?
I'm doing good, Jesse. I'm excited to talk to you. A little bit of football, a little bit of education. Let's get it going.
Yeah, so where are you, man?
So I'm back at my house in Long Island, New York. This is where my wife and I stay in the off season.
Okay, cool. So are you from New York originally?
I'm not. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio originally, but my wife's family is from New York.
Okay, so Cleveland, I'm assuming high school in Cleveland, right? Yep. College at Harvard.
Yep.
So how did that happen? Did you always know you wanted to go to Harvard?
No, I didn't. To be honest with you, I didn't know too much about Harvard or about the Ivy League in general when I was younger. I just knew that I enjoyed school, I enjoyed football, and then once I became a junior in high school, those things came together, and all these Ivy League schools started reaching out to me, and they said, hey, we noticed you're a good football player, but we also noticed you're a really good student, and we think that you would fit in great here. And so once I started doing my research, seeing what the Ivy League and what Harvard was all about, I was completely sold, and I was happy to accept their invitation.
What did you study?
I was an economics major.
Okay. And was that something that you were into in high school? Did you did passion follow you through? Was that something you found when you got to undergrad? Like, how did that work?
So I was always a math guy. So I knew I wanted to do something that involved math. And Also wanted to get involved in business, but Harvard didn't have a business degree. So the closest thing was economics. So that was my way of tying math and business together, and it worked out perfectly.
Awesome. Well, so, you know, I saw a video of you, I want to say a couple weeks ago, like doing some straight Rocky stuff in the backyard, which was, you know, very inspirational. But also I was kind of wondering, like, are you somewhat insane? And maybe both those things. So, like, how you staying in shape? Like, how you feeling?
Yeah, you know what? We've been going through it the same way other people have been going through it. We have to adapt. We have to find new ways to train, how to communicate with our coaches, with our teammates, you know, how to stay fit, stay up on our nutrition, all that kind of stuff. We have to adapt as well. And I did have plans to go back to the facility. I would be in and out from New York and California, but obviously we've, you know, banned travel. So I'm hunkered down at my house in New York. And I have to be innovative with my workouts. You know, like you saw in that video, I have to go Rocky IV style. I gotta put my wife on the sled and drag her around. So
if he dies, he dies. Yeah.
Exactly. Lucky for me, there's a lot of parks nearby, and a few of them are still open. So I get to go to the park, run around. My wife and I are still playing tennis. So I get to stay active during all this.
How has the hangover gone? You know, are you looking at film? Are you looking at that stuff, breaking it down? Or are you just kind of like, hey, let's just get back in and get to work on next year?
Yeah, I'm similar to you. It took me a while to watch any sort of highlights or to rewatch the film. I think it took about 2 weeks before I was about to go on Good Morning Football, and I knew questions were going to be asked about the Super Bowl. So I didn't want to
hit you with something, yeah.
So yeah, it was painful, but each day it gets easier and easier. And once I started to get back into training, that made it much easier because now you have a goal. You know, you have something to look forward to. You have something that you're striving towards. So you use that just as motivation now. You know, that one hurt, but it just empowers you to, you know, keep fighting and move forward.
You may remember in Carmel last year when I got to meet Coach Juice, and you helped some students that we had brought in build a model of a stadium. And that was an activity that we do in 49ers EDU. And, you know, I know that obviously being a math guy, you're an advocate for, you know, obviously the M in STEM, but talk to me a little bit about kind of why you support the work that 49ers EDU does around using football in the stadium to teach kids about STEM.
Man, I had so much fun doing that project. And I know I made my brother proud because he's a mechanical engineer. So we got into the engineering part as well, you know, with the structural walls and maximizing the area for the field and, you know, being able to support weight. But man, I support the 49ers EDU because I see so much of myself in these kids. And I know that I was so interested in football. And if I could do anything to get that in the classroom, man, those are my two loves are joined together there. You know, I love going out on the field, running around, but at the same time, I do like exercising my brain and, you know, really thinking through problems. And to be able to do that with football in a classroom is everything I could ask for. So when I get the chance to help some kids and get to see them go through what I wish I could have gone through, you know, I'm going to jump at that opportunity.
And that day, I will say, and I'm not pandering, your squad definitely had the geometrically structured sound building. But I want to let you know, and all of you out there too, if you're wondering kind of like, what is 49ers EDU? Go on 49ers.com/I got your back, which is a place where the Niners are putting together all the content to use to support the community right now. And go check out the 49ers EDU digital playbook. What we did with it is we took our curriculum, which is all based on Common Core, next generation science standard aligned way to teach science, technology, engineering, art, and math through the game of football. We actually do a really cool lesson that is involved totally in looking at things like our equipment. So if you're sitting at home right now, you're looking at this football, I would ask you, do you think this football looks the same as one that was maybe used, let's say, 30 years ago? And if the answer is yes, maybe that's what you think, but I would encourage you to go find some pictures of what a football looked like 30 years ago, maybe 50 years ago or 60 years ago. Think about trying to research what materials it was made of, research what materials a current football is made of, and think about why that might be. Because engineers are people that solve problems and make things better, and it's no different in the world of football. So I did want to just save a little bit more time, Kyle, to ask you a couple of questions specifically about STEM, if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
So you talked about math, right? And I was just wondering, if there's a couple of things that come to your mind in terms of how math might be involved in football.
Yeah, I think a simple equation that a lot of people know is force equals mass times acceleration. And I don't think that comes into play any better than in the game of football. We're a lot of masses moving at a high acceleration rate, and you got to be able to, maximize that force. I'm trying to move my opponent. I'm trying to move him out of the way so that Raheem Mostert, Matt Breida, Tevin Coleman have as big of a hole to run through. So I have to use my mass and accelerate as fast as I can to generate a greater force than my opponent. So I think that right there is a great example of how math comes into a play in football.
I love it. I love it. Juice, take care of yourself. I hope to see you around the complex real soon. And until then, my best to your family from the Lovejoys. We'll hopefully see you soon, buddy.
Yeah, thank you, Jesse. I hope you and the family are staying healthy, and I can't wait to get back to the facility and work with you guys. And I want to reiterate what you said. Anything you can do to help out somebody that needs it, whether it's maybe getting groceries for the elderly down the street, or if it's just keeping your distance. Anything you can do to help, I think, is big in a time like this.
That's right. And for all you kids out there, one last reminder, 49ers EDU, check out the digital playbook. Hours on hours of really fun ways to learn about some of the stuff that Juice and I were talking about today in a really interactive and fun way.
That was so inspiring and an important lesson in how we should all be thinking about how we can use our talents and our resources to make a difference right now. Before I turn it over to the next host, I want to remind you all that we are supporting No Kid Hungry today. If you want to learn more about these efforts, a link with more information is in the text below this video. Last but certainly not least, I am delighted to introduce an amazing tennis star and an all-around inspiring person. She's the winner of the 2017 US Open and 6 more Women's Tennis Association titles. Please welcome Sloane Stephens.
Thank you. We have a great lineup ahead for you as we continue with SAP to support No Kid Hungry and celebrate a very special Take Your Child to Work Day virtual event. Get ready to TikTok with Addison, dribble with Joyce, and work out with Saquon. We're going to have a great time for a great cause over the next couple of hours. Let's kick this off with your questions.
Hey Sloane, I have a question for you. What are your favorite ways to stay in shape while you're at home and can't train like you normally do?
Hi Maddie. Some of the ways that I'm staying in shape while I'm at home in quarantine, I'm utilizing my home gym. So you can see I've been using my bikes a lot and kind of just riding in the morning and doing cardio. And then another thing, I'm doing a lot of bands for prehab and rehab to just make sure my muscles are staying strong and I'm staying active. And then something else that I'm really enjoying recently is taking jogs around my neighborhood.
Hi Sloane, it's Charlotte. I was wondering, besides training for tennis, how are you passing the time at home?
Hi Charlotte. So I'm passing time by reading more. I've started watching a lot more shows. I normally am not a binge watcher, but now I've started that. Everyone says I should do that. I've been doing that. I'm obsessed with cream of wheat right now, so I've been making that every day. And I've also been having tea every day. I'm really into tea.
Hi Sloane, my name's Megan. I love watching you play tennis. I was wondering if you have a favorite food or recipe that you eat to help keep you in shape.
Hi Megan, I'm in my kitchen now. I wanted to show you my favorite snack while I've been in quarantine. And I've been doing apricots, almonds, and then chia seeds. And what you do is you have to, can you see that? You have to chop up the apricots really small, small squares. Then you mash up your little sliced apricots. Throw some chia seeds in a bag, shake it up real good, and then you put it on top of your Greek yogurt or your vanilla yogurt, and then drizzle some honey on top, and it's literally the best treat ever. And I've literally been obsessed with it, and it's so good. So you should definitely try it.
Hi Sloane, it's Liam. I was wondering, if you didn't play tennis, what job would you do and why?
Hi Liam, if I didn't play tennis, I would definitely want to be an embalmer. My family owns funeral homes, and ever since I was really little, I've been like obsessed with funeral homes and embalming and cremations and like weird stuff. I know it's kind of strange, but yeah, so if I could do anything else besides play tennis, I would probably be an embalmer.
Hi Sloane, this is Drew. I wanted to know, what do you love most about your job and what is the hardest part about your job?
Hi Drew, I love my job, but I definitely would have to say the hardest part is traveling, and the best part is traveling, being away from your family, your friends, you're like across the world, time changes, that makes it a little bit difficult, but when you're traveling, you get to see the world, you get to see new things, new places, you get to meet awesome people.
Hi Sloane, what advice would you give to a kid that wants to play professional sports one day?
Hi Danny, I would say for a kid that wants to play sports as a profession, I would say that obviously when you're young, it's just a dream. It can also become a reality very fast, I think, for a lot of young kids who are good at their sport. I would say that they definitely need supportive parents. I would say that they have to have a lot of drive, they have to love their sport, determination, all those things that make up a great athlete, a great competitor.
Hi Sloane, this is Casey. When you were in school, what was your favorite subject?
Hi Casey, thanks for your question. I'd have to say my favorite subject in school was PE. I think I loved going outside, I loved recess, I loved running around, I liked just being outdoors and playing every sport possible, basketball, soccer, tennis, everything. And I think learning wise, I have to say science is my favorite one because I love doing science projects and doing like building the volcanoes and stuff like that. That was cool. But I think definitely PE was my thing, and then science would have to be like my second thing. Anyways, thank you all so much for your questions. I love hearing from kids and sharing some of my stories. Now I want to introduce you to someone I think a few million of you already know. She's one of the biggest names on TikTok, and she's joining us to teach us a dance we can all post and share. Let's go to Addison Rae.
Hey y'all, it's me, Addison Rae. I am so happy to be here with you guys in partnership with SAP and No Kid Hungry. I know it's a really hard time right now for everyone, but I want to let you guys know that you are so loved, especially by me. And that's why I'm here to teach you guys a little dance and hopefully put a smile on your face. So before I do that, I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about me. I began dancing at the age of 6, and I started competitively dancing around the age of 7 or 8, and I did that for 13 years. So a really long time spent of me dancing. But I've always had a love for dance, and it's always inspired me and kept me motivated to stay in shape and just to let my feelings go and expressions all through my movements. So I think dancing is a great way for you guys to get up and hopefully let out all your emotions and just feel the music and put a smile on your face. I love you guys so much, and I hope you guys enjoy this little dance my mother and I actually made. And it's super quick, super easy, simple dance, super fun to do. And yeah, let's get started. Also, I'm gonna bring my entire family to learn it as well, which they haven't all learned it except for me and my mom. So this should be really fun. All right, hope you guys enjoy. All right, guys, I'm here with my family. This is Loki. And this is Enzo. And
Monty.
And Sherry. And actually, me and my mom are the ones that made this little dance. It's super easy, so everyone can do it. So I hope you guys all join us and learn this dance. It's super fun, super fast, super cute. So let's get started. Stand up and spread out. All right, so the first move is wait.
Wait?
Perfect. So in the song, it starts immediately and it goes, wait.
Wait.
Good job. Yeah.
Let's
All right, the next move is minute. So the song goes, wait a minute.
Minutes.
Yes.
Good. Let's try it
So the
again.
motions are super quick, but they're super simple.
Wait
so,
a minute.
Yes.
Good.
Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait a minute. Yes. Okay, awesome. Now, let's take it one more step forward, and then we're gonna try it with a little bit of music so we can get each move and make sure we got them perfect. All right, ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait a minute. Awesome. Now we're gonna move on. So the next move is a roll, and then a clap. Clap. Perfect.
Roll.
Clap.
Yeah.
Yes. So that roll,
Try it.
you can, scoot up.
Let's try it
A
through.
minute.
Roll.
Scoot
Clap.
up, Lou.
Yes, you did it.
All right.
Now do all four.
Ready? All the moves together. Wait a minute. Roll. Clap. Perfect. One more time. We'll move right along. Wait a minute. Roll. Clap. Awesome.
King Kong.
Let's try it with the music. All right, so we're gonna get the music, and it is actually on TikTok because me and my mom did it, and we're going to try it with just that beginning part.
2 minutes into it.
All right, let us see.
Woo!
And here it is. Okay, so this is how it starts. Roll, clap. So it's super quick, but it starts right away. So make sure you listen really hard and know whenever you're pressing start. Ready?
Watch
out.
Yeah, that's good. All right, let's try it again, and then we'll move on.
Roll fast.
Roll, clap. Yeah.
job.
You're getting it. You're getting it.
I did.
That's okay.
High five. Yes, sir. Okay. So once you get comfortable with that part, we'll move on and add one more move, and then we can try that with the music. So it starts right away. Wait a minute. Roll, clap. And then the song says, I think. So you'll roll your
Point
wrist
at your
and
head.
point at your head.
Just point at your head.
Yeah, just point at your head.
Yep.
So wait a minute. Roll, clap, point at your head. Yes. So on those words, it's wait a minute. There's a pause. Then you go, I think. Perfect. So let's try that tempo. You got it. You got it. Mwah. All right, ready? With the music. Roll, clap, I think. Yes, perfect. All right.
That's perfect.
Let's move along. All right, so we go. Wait a minute. Roll, clap, I think. I left. You're going to swipe your hip to the left. I left my consciousness. You'll pop your hip up, your right hip up. So, from the top, it's okay.
Pop your hip up and come back.
So, from the top, wait a minute, I think, sorry, let's try that
We're
over.
going to do it easy.
Okay.
We don't have to do that. We can do it easy.
Wait a minute, roll, clap, I think, I left, your hip to the left, my consciousness, you'll swipe your hip to the front, perfect. And the next words are in the. So this part is a little fast, but we'll take it from the top and then move right along to that part. So wait a minute, roll, clap, I think, I left hip, my consciousness, point up for the word in, and then for the word the, point down. So in the. In the. Yes, okay. So from the top with just the words. Wait a minute, roll, clap, I think, I left, hip, in the, six. Yes, so let's go ahead and do that part with music. So,
You're doing great.
actually before we do that, let's go that one more time from the left hip.
I'm proud of
So, I left my consciousness in the six. Perfect. Let's try that from the top with the music. Ready, guys? You got
All right,
this.
let's try it.
All right.
You ready?
Roll, clap, I think, left, hip. Yes, sorry, I did not hold up a 6, but that is the speed. So from in the, hold up a 6. Lucas is thirsty, so he's gonna get himself some water. Don't forget to stay hydrated. If you're thirsty, take a little break for yourself. All right, let's try it together, us 4, with the music, just up until the 6th. I think left, hip, in the 6th. Yes, awesome, guys. Let's move right along to the next motion. So we'll go from the top. Wait a minute, roll, clap, I think, I left hip, my consciousness, in the 6th dimension. Perfect, yes. And then that's the end of the dance. So give yourself a round of applause for getting through the entire dance. And let's try that again from the top with the words. 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait a minute. I think I left my consciousness in the 6th dimension. Yay! All right, guys. That's awesome. I hope you guys learned it. Let's go ahead and do it all together with the music. Okay. All right, ready, guys?
Come on, back up. Let's try.
Ready? From the top with the music.
From the top, okay?
Now we have to do it too. Now we have to
Roll clap. I think I left in the 6th dimension. Yes! All right. That's awesome. So let's try it one more time. Yeah. Wait. Lucas, you want to start the music for us?
Yeah, you want me to start it?
Lucas will start it. So Lucas is going to start the music. All you're going to do is press that button, the clock. Perfect. Lucas is going to start us the music when I say go, but let's all stand up and do it together. Ready? Go.
Push it. Push
Press
it, Lucas.
Roll, clap, sing. In the 6th. Woo! Yay! That's awesome, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed learning my mom and I's little dance that we choreographed. And I hope you guys are staying super safe throughout everything and enjoying every moment you have with your loved ones. I love you guys so much, and I'm so thankful I got to be a part of this. Mwah!
That was fun. Maybe I'll try that dance later myself. Now let's hear from a very special lady. She was a former WNBA player, the 12th female Harlem Globetrotter in history. Let's hear from Joyce Ekworomadu.
Y'all ready for this?
All right, everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about my basketball journey and the successes that got me here. I want to start by saying I had to be a student athlete first. Okay, my academics came first because without my academics, and you notice that it says student athlete, I wouldn't have had the privilege to be able to play basketball, which has taken me all across the world and it's taken me through a journey that I couldn't have even ever imagined. I started playing basketball at 10 years old. I just played with a lot of boys, and from there on, I felt like, oh my gosh, I love this sport, and I'm so passionate about it. So how can I create this into a career of some sort? Well, back then in 1997, the WNBA started. And so that gave me some insight on, wow, women can play professional basketball and make a living off of it. So then from that day on, every time I went outside and I'd shoot hoops, I'd say, you know what, if I make this shot, I'm going to the WNBA. And so what I was doing was speaking that into existence. As you can see on my attire, okay, I'm wearing basically my journey. Okay, so I went to college at Texas State University, which is the maroon, go Bobcats, rare. Okay, then from there, I was, my senior year, I was picked up by a coach who actually coached in the WNBA to actually play on the national team for Nigeria. Both of my parents are Nigerian. Shout out to all 180 million people that live there. And then from the national team of Nigeria, I go up here to the Harlem Globetrotters, the world famous Harlem Globetrotters, and becoming the 12th female of all time in all of their history, and they've been around for about 94 years. So I was fortunate. I didn't know that starting to play sports at 10 years old was going to allow me the opportunity to get, number one, get a free education, and then number two, be able to represent a whole country of 180 million people where my parents are from, and number three, getting to travel to over 40 countries around the world with the Harlem Globetrotters. Now, I've talked about my journey a little bit, and it seems like just a journey full of bright lights and success, but there was a lot of adversity. I'll start with high school. Coming out of high school, I wasn't even ranked out of high school in Texas. I wasn't ranked in the state. And so with that being said, I felt like maybe I wasn't good enough, maybe, to be ranked. And I had to just keep on working to prove the doubters that, you know what, even if the state doesn't think I should be ranked, I know that I want to play professional basketball, and I know what my journey, where I want my journey to go. So coming out of high school, I wasn't ranked. Moved forward to college. My number one college choice was Duke. the Blue Devils with Coach K, obviously on the men's side, and on the women's side it was Coach Gail Gueston, of course, and just to play on that legendary court where everyone's bouncing around. Well, when Duke letters weren't coming in, I was like, all right, I'll settle for OU. Then OU letters weren't coming in, so it was Texas State SFA. So taking a visit to Texas State, I was able to say, you know what, this feels like home, this feels like family. So I landed an opportunity to play at Texas State University. Fast forward to my senior year, I wasn't drafted into the WNBA. So from that point on, I was like, you know what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do as a career? Since I know at 10 years old, I said I wanted to play basketball. Ever since 10 years old, ball was life. So I'm sitting in retail class and I get a phone call from the head coach from the San Antonio Silver Stars asking me to be a part of their training camp that year. So that was my dream being fulfilled. Now, in a couple months into the WNBA, I get cut, and I had never been cut in my entire life from anything dealing with basketball. And so of course I was heartbroken, but you know what? I wasn't gonna just stop there. I was not gonna quit. I wasn't gonna let adversity defeat me. So I moved forward, I kept practicing. I decided to start giving my skill and pouring into younger kids. I was training and coaching. And then I get a phone call from one of my friends who attended Texas State University, and he said he was on the Harlem Globetrotters. Can you imagine? That's crazy. So he was like, yeah, there's female basketball players. So he put in a good word for me, and before you knew it, I was trying out for the world famous Harlem Globetrotters. So it just shows you that you should never give up. Every step of the way, you should never give up. Have faith. What your journey is, or what it looks like, is going to be different from somebody else's journey and what that looks like. So let me tell you guys a little bit about my experience as a Globetrotter. It was the most wonderful time of my life. I got to travel. I was one of 12 at the time females who had ever been able to be a part of that team. And so when I was playing, when I was on the road and on the court, I was the only female that you would see at a game. And this was the first time that I got to show my personality. I got to perform tricks in front of thousands and thousands of people in NBA arenas and all across the world, where people are just entertained and you're just bringing smiles to people's faces. Now for the fun part. You want to be able to do this and this and maybe this? All right, I am here to teach you. Okay, so I get asked a lot, how do you spin the ball on your finger for a long time? As you notice, there's no batteries in here, so it takes a lot of practice, all right? The first thing you gotta do is get a great spin, okay? A lot of times I see kids and adults making mistakes by thinking that the ball can spin for a long time by spinning it with not that much force or power, okay? So you want to, if you want, you could do one hand, which is what I do. You get a great spin like this, okay? Or some of my teammates used to spin it this way, which I found like that wasn't as conducive for me to do. And then some people do two-hand spin, okay? But whatever it is, you start off with practicing the spin, the initial spin, without even putting it on your finger. So again, I do one hand, so right there, okay? You can let it drop, spin, let it drop, okay? Now, once you got a hang of that, now it's time for the ball placement on the finger, all right? The ball in science has a great way of finding the point of access, okay? So, boom, as you see, it's on my nail. Some people think that it's a bad thing to have it on your nail, but there's less friction on your nail than there is on your finger, okay? So again, it's a two-part thing. So first it's a spin, boom, and then up, and then it's a soft land on your finger, okay? But it's all about balance now, okay? And you've got to have a stiff finger. If your finger is loose, the ball tends to follow where your finger's going. Make sure it's pointed up, as solid as a pencil, and then the ball lands on your finger. And that is how you spin the basketball. Here's our next trick, the arm roll, okay? You saw me doing this in my repertoire, my routine, straight like that. You could start off with having your right arm elevated and the ball in your right hand. Let the ball down and off of your chest in a continuous motion. It's all about using your body in different levels, okay? So start up, let it roll, and then once it crosses the plane, now your left arm is gonna start to elevate. Same thing going the other way. Your left arm is elevated, let it roll, cross the plane. Now your right arm is up. And when you start getting good at it, you can get continuous. Yeah. Now some of y'all may be wondering, what is it that Miss Joyce does today? Well, I'm a basketball entertainer. I also speak, I'm a motivational speaker, and I train kids. You can find some of my challenges on an app called Bology alongside one of my great friends, WNBA champ Tiffany Bias. So I want to say thank you to SAP for allowing me to partner with them on Take Your Child to Work Day. And also remember that we are supporting a movement called No Kid Hungry. All right, that's it for now. Take care.
I'm so excited to introduce New York Giant Saquon Barkley.
What's up, guys? I'm Saquon Barkley here, and I'll be taking you guys through a little workout. We got a full body workout. We got a little warm up with jump ropes and jumping jacks. Then we got an upper body workout with some unique push-up stuff you can do at home. We got some of my favorite leg exercises to do to help me become a better football player. And then we finish off with abs. We're gonna start off with, to get the body going, the blood flowing, is jump ropes. We're gonna kind of try to do this 30 seconds to a minute. If you don't have a jump rope, you also go back to the classic jumping jacks. Not everyone's able to access a bench press, dumbbells, all the things you can go to a gym and get. So everything we're doing here, all you think you really need is yourself, and maybe a little equipment, maybe a ball. That's what we're gonna do for the next push-up. But speaking of push-ups, that's where we're gonna start. Explosive push-ups here, 12 to 15 is pretty good here. Probably 3 sets to get a good feel. And all you're doing is a regular push-up, but when you do your push-up, you explode. Another push-up workout. Here, I got a 16-pound med ball. You don't need a med ball. It could be any type of ball. All you need is a ball to be able to do these push-ups. These are called alternating push-ups. All right? So we got 5 each. So start here. You go down, up. That's 1. You go over to the middle. You go down, up. That's 1. Move to the right. You go down, up. That's 1. You start right back to it. 2, 2, 2. Do 5 of those, and that's the second set of our body. So we got lunges. So we're gonna lunge this way. We're gonna go 10 reps. Slow it out. Slow it out. Slow it out. Go 10 that way. You go opposite side, explode out. Opposite side, explode out. Opposite side, explode out. Now we're gonna face forward and do 4 lunges. Explode out. Explode out. Switch legs, explode out. Explode out. So you're gonna do 10 each way for 3 sets. All right, for the second exercise in the lower body, we're going to do pistol squats, single leg pistol squats. Here I have a box, but like I said, all you need is a couch and yourself. You have a lot of things in your house that you can use that can replace this box. All right, so pistol squat, you go 1 leg, put the other leg up. You want to balance yourself, get good position, make sure you squeeze your core. And you take the squat, slowly down, go here, and explode up. Slowly down, here, and explode up. Then you're gonna switch legs. Like I said, find your balance, get your core ready. Just squat slowly down, explode up. Just squat slowly down, explode up. This is really key. I use it for injury prevention, also to strengthen up the quads, strengthen up my knee. So what we're gonna finish off with, we're gonna finish off with an ab circuit. And first thing we're gonna start with is toe touches. So toe touches, you're gonna lay down, you're gonna put your feet up, you're gonna try to take your core, pull your body off the ground, touch your toes, try to go up there, touch your toe. For the first set of those, we're gonna do 15 reps, and then you're gonna go into the next thing. So for suitcases, you're gonna put your hands down, give yourself a nice little base. Get a nice little angle with your body. And you're gonna put your feet off the ground. You're gonna kick your feet out. And you're gonna bring it back in. You're gonna kick your feet out. And you're gonna bring it back in. You're gonna kick your feet out. And you're gonna bring it back in. I'm gonna try to get 15 reps there. And that's gonna be the second thing of the ab circuit.
Now let's catch up with someone who's working extra hard during this difficult time, Congresswoman Mary Day Scanlon.
Thank you for letting me join you today, although I'm a little bit nervous because I understand you're going to ask me questions and you're going to try to stump the Congresswoman. So I've tried to prepare here, so let's hear those questions.
Let's start off with the hard one. We know you're a Congresswoman from Pennsylvania. Let's test your PA knowledge since I always get stuck on this one in school. How do you spell Schuylkill and Monongahela?
Okay, well, Schuylkill's in my district, so Schuylkill would be Schuyllkill. Did I get it?
Mm-hmm.
Phew, thank goodness. And Monongahela, that's in another person's district, so I'm going to let you spell that one.
Monongahela.
Okay. All right. Yeah, those old Native American names are really tough. Conshohocken, all of them. They've got a lot of extra letters. But thank you. I know that one of the questions was, what's it like being in Congress and being a mom? Which I had kind of a story about that. I was in a hearing last year and I got a text on my phone and it was my son. Here I am in this big important congressional hearing and my son's texting me because he wants the Netflix passcode. So that's what I call my Congress mom moment. So you don't give up being a mom just because you're in Congress. Still have to deal with Netflix and who's going to get the dog and all that good stuff.
In what year did the house gym become co-ed?
Oh boy. Where do you get these questions? They're really hard. I don't know. I wasn't there. I think it was the 1980s, but I'm not sure. I know men and women use the gym now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when could women finally use the swimming pool? And do you know the rumor on why it took so long?
I haven't even seen the swimming pool, but I did hear that rumor earlier. I heard it was because the men didn't used to wear swimsuits. So yeah, that's charming. Yes, things change very slowly around Washington, D.C., but apparently that one did.
Hmm.
Well, thanks you guys for supporting and for participating in Take Your Child to Work Day. Really appreciate seeing you. And thanks to SAP for supporting the No Child Hungry program and making sure that even when school's out, our kids are getting breakfast and lunch and meals to eat. So thank you, everyone.
And thank you all for a chance to join you for SAP's virtual Take Your Child to Work Day. I had so much fun, but now I'll turn it over to your next host.
Thanks so much, Sloane. Hey guys, what's up? Chris Paul here of the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I'm so happy to join SAP as the virtual host for the Take Your Child to Work Day in support of No Kid Hungry. I've been working from home also with my kids, trying to stay active. We've been doing relay races, running around, playing soccer, just trying to keep ourselves going, keep moving. Trying to stay in shape because we have no games. I've been shooting on this goal, lifting weights, doing all types of things. So off to another athlete who has some pretty interesting roommates right now, Mr. Brent Burns of the San Jose Sharks.
What's your favorite subject in school and why?
So my favorite subject, I loved school when I was going to school. I always enjoyed math and science, but I think my favorite was history. I've always been really into history, and I still read a lot of books about history now, and the Vikings and mythology, learning about the world wars, about the armed forces. I've always been really into that. What about you? What's your favorite?
I don't have a favorite.
Oh, you just like them all? Well, that's good.
I have two questions.
Yep.
As an offensive hockey player, I want to know from the best defensive hockey player in the league, what's the best way to get past a defender?
Oh, you're gonna ask for all the secrets to give out, huh? there's so many different, I think that's what makes it hard, is there's so many different ways to be difficult to play against. You have a guy like Connor McDavid, who is just so fast and can change speeds very well, and he's very difficult to defend against. You have a guy like Sidney Crosby, who you don't really know if he's going to pass it or try to beat you. He's very good on his edges. He's got really good balance. There's guys like Kopitar that are very strong, that can just hold the puck with one hand and kind of hold you away with another hand. So I think it's important to like kind of figure out what kind of player you are and what kind of player you want to be, and then just work on everything. I think skating is so important, and having your head up. That's what I'm always telling my little guy. He likes to stick handle and dangle, but he likes to look down at the puck too. So I say, you got to keep that head up.
Thank you. And my second question is, what advice would you give a kid who wants to play sports professionally?
Oh, I think the best advice is just to have fun, because you know what, it's a lot of work and it takes a lot of luck. And there's a lot of things that just have to kind of fall into place. So I think as long as you're just enjoying it and playing and, enjoying the work, then that gives you the best chance. You know, for me, I never really thought about, I always dreamed about playing in the NHL, but I never really thought it was going to happen until I was like 16 or 17. And I thought, I have a chance to do this. But for me, every day, I just love playing hockey. I love to shoot pucks downstairs in the basement. I love to rollerblade. I loved just playing mini sticks, so for me, I just enjoyed playing hockey. And then the next thing I knew was I was getting scouted and looked at from NHL teams, and it kind of just happened.
All right, good to know.
Well,
Thank you.
No worries.
How big is your ranch and where is it?
So I live in Texas on our ranch. It's near San Antonio, which is a big, big city. And our ranch is 420 acres. So from one fence to the other, it's probably close to a little bit over a mile. So I run all over here and do all my training here, and all the animals are kind of, you never know what you're going to see.
What kind of animals do you have on your ranch?
We have lots of animals. There's a lot of animals that are from here that are just living here. Like we have a lot of pigs that come in and out of our property all the time. So we have to go around the fence all the time and make sure that we fill all the holes and fix the fence. And then we have a lot of other animals from places like Africa and India. We have a nilgai, an axis deer, which are from India, and black buck antelope. And then from Africa, we have things like kudu, sable, gemsbuck, red lechwe, scimitar oryx. We have fallow deer. We have white-tailed deer, which are from North America. I saw some turkeys last night, so we had some turkeys. We've got a bunch of chickens here. We get all of our eggs every day from our chickens. They're kind of running around. They got a big house that they live in, and you know what's cool about the chickens is every night they go to bed without us, and then we shut the door to keep them safe. And then in the morning we open the door, and then they just kind of free range all day and eat the little bugs and worms and stuff. And then when it gets dark, they go right back into their house.
How do you take care of your animals and do hockey at the same time?
Oh, that's a good question. We have, I have some really, really good help here. His name's Cam, and he's our ranch manager. So he stays here on the property, and he's been around animals for a long, long time, and knows a lot about the different animals and what they eat and how to take care of them. And if he does see them getting sick, he can treat them. And then he's really good at building things and fixing things, because the animals are always breaking stuff. So we have some big elk here. We have a little herd of elk, and they like to break the feeders when they're full of food. So he can fix those. He can do all kinds of things.
How are you passing the time with your family while you're at home?
Oh, it always seems like there's never enough hours in the day right now. I've got a grade 4 and a grade 3. So we're doing homework with them and trying to teach them how to go about their school life. And then we have a little baby that's 16 months old. So she's she's kind of crazy. She's running around, and we're just trying to keep her safe. So with the 3 kids and all the ranch stuff, we try to get out every day and do something, whether it's hiking. So a lot of the animals here too, at this time of the year, they're dropping their antlers. Their antlers fall off, and then they regrow new antlers. So we try to hike around and find antlers whenever we can, and do a lot of work. And then I still train every day too. So we have a gym here, and I go over there and work out a couple hours a day, and usually when the baby's sleeping. And then I love to cook. So me and my wife, we try to cook. We do a lot of barbecue, and actually my wife, she did a big garden. We were trying to learn how to do all of our own veggies and fruits, and we planted some trees and a bunch of plants in the garden. So we're learning about those and taking care of the garden. So we're always busy, trying to stay busy too.
My second question is, if you didn't play hockey, what job would you do and why?
Well, for me, it's going back to, I've always loved history and the military. My dad's dad and then my dad's grandpa were both in the Canadian Army. So I used to always hear stories from my grandfather, my dad's dad. He used to tell me, different stories about being in the Army. And so for me, I always wanted to be in the military. So if hockey didn't work out, that's what I was going to do. Hey guys, thanks for coming on. I just wanted to remind you guys that this is benefiting No Kid Hungry. The link is in the bio. If you could donate, that'd be great. All the best.
Thank you, Mr. Burns. Love watching you.
Thanks, guys. Oh, it was fun. Hopefully we're all back to normal and going back to school, hanging out with friends, and playing sports soon.
Thank you for answering our questions.
No worries. Great questions, guys.
Super cool, super cool. Thanks so much, Brent. Now we get to hear from one of your teammates. Well, sort of. Mr. Dan Rusanowsky, voice of the Sharks, and his good friend, Sharkie.
From SAP Center at San Jose, in a virtual way, it's time for virtual Take Your Child to Work Day at SAP. Hi, everybody. I'm Dan Rusanowsky, radio play-by-play voice of the San Jose Sharks. A great pleasure to be with all of you today, virtually from SAP Center and from a lot of other places around the world. I'd like to introduce a friend of mine who's going to help me out today in our virtual Take Your Child to Work Day. It is the hardest working fish in show business, SJ Sharkie. Hi, SJ Sharkie. How you doing? Boy, what an amazing backdrop you've got there. Hi, Sharkie. Great to see you. I'm glad can you virtually hug me, by the way? You can virtually hug me, I think, maybe virtually. Oh, go Sharks. Yeah, there you go. Every time I see SJ Sharkie, he always hugs me, so I've got to hug him too. Yeah, I can feel that. You know what we're going to talk about? He's going to talk about math. That's correct, SJ Sharkie. This is about one of my favorite players, Jumbo Joe Thornton, one of the greatest players ever in NHL history. One of his best characteristics is that he makes other players better. And I think that that's something all of you young people should remember, that when you try to make other people around you better, you make yourself better and you make the world better. And Joe Thornton is one of the masters at that in the NHL. Now, our question is about Jumbo Joe. He likes to help out his teammates with scoring goals by passing the puck to them. Now, he has over 400 goals in his NHL career, but these passes that he gets to his teammates to score goals are called assists. And Joe Thornton has 1,089 assists over his career so far. Our math question for you today is, can you identify which number in 1,089 is in the thousandths place, the hundredths place, the tens place, and the ones place? SJ Sharkie, let's start out with the ones place. Which number in 1,089 is in the ones place? The one? I think you might want to check your work, SJ Sharkie. You've been doing too many calculus equations for this. It's not the one. Which one do you think it really is? The 8. No, that's not in the ones place. SJ Sharkie doing some calculating. The 9. That's correct, SJ Sharkie. The 9 is definitely in the ones place. How about the tens place, since we're so successful with the ones place? SJ Sharkie does his math by counting on his fingers. We try not to do that. The 1 is not in the tens place, even though the number 1 is the first number in the number 10. The 8, that is correct. The 8 is definitely in the tens place in the number 1089. How about the hundreds place? SJ Sharkie doing a little extra calculation, and obviously some deductions, and some of the numbers have already been chosen. 6 ihth. That's upside down, Sharkie. There is no number 6 in 1089, and there's no such word as ihth. The 0. That's definitely in the hundreds place. Good job, SJ Sharkie. Nice work. Well, we're down to one final category, the thousands place. Can you tell us which number is in the thousands place? The 1. That is exactly right. That's the 1, SJ Sharkie. Good job. Thanks a lot. On behalf of the San Jose Sharks, I'd just like to say thank you to all of you for being part of this SAP Take Your Child to Work Day virtually. And of course, all of that is going to benefit No Kid Hungry. We appreciate your involvement in that. We love the fact that you love the San Jose Sharks. And we invite you to tune into our historic broadcasts on the Sharks website. There's one tonight at 7 o'clock at sjsharks.com/classic broadcasts. You can also watch some of our games on television as well, as NBC Sports California is putting on some great games from Sharks history on TV too. On behalf of the Sharks and SJ Sharkie, I'm Dan Rusanowsky. Thanks a lot for joining us today.
While I'm not with my team right now, I still can keep practicing. Remember, even though we're all at home right now, the one who practices the most and works the hardest usually reaps the most benefits. So you guys keep working and grinding. So for me, if there's a few tips that I can give you guys, right? So if you're doing basketball drills at home, remember, if you're just working on dribbling with your right hand or dribbling with your left hand, always dribble the ball as hard as you can, because it's okay to mess up, all right? And then number 2, whenever you shoot the ball, always make sure you hold your follow through. Hold your follow through every shot. I know that's what I've heard from some of the best shooters in the game. And number 3, the biggest thing is when you're working on your ball handling, even though it seems hard, try to keep your head up. Try to keep your head up when you're dribbling. Keep your head up. If mom, dad, brother, or sister wants to hold up 2 fingers, 3 fingers, anything while you're dribbling, just to make sure that you keep your head up, it's always a good lesson, all right? So you guys keep working and keep practicing. How about a little moment of zen? Just a little moment of zen from a professional windsurfer. Let's go to Sarah Hauser for a few tips on how she chills out off of the water.
Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Hauser. I'm a professional windsurfer and an SAP ambassador, and today I'm going to give you a yoga class. Yoga is so much fun. It's good for your body and it's good for your mind. We always have to take care of these 2 things in order to feel good, and when you feel good, you can play, you can learn, you can create, you can give hugs. You have to feel good to be able to enjoy life. So this is what we're going to use yoga for. Minette is going to be my assistant today. She's way more flexible than me, so she's my master, and I'm trying to learn from her. Right now, she's saying we should take a nap. No, Minette, it's yoga time. Let's get to it. Okay, so yoga takes care of your body and your mind, and today we're going to start with your body first, and then we'll do a meditation at the end. It's going to be fun. So stand up, spread your feet, just a little bit wider than if they were touching, just like that. And we're gonna reach up with our fingertips toward the sky, and this is called mountain pose, because you're just strong and tall and stable like a mountain. Awesome. And now you're gonna bring your hands together, and you're gonna reach to the side into crescent moon pose, stretching the side of your body. Imagine there's a line coming at the tips of your fingers, and someone is pulling on that line. That feels good. Okay, come to the center, take a deep breath in, And when you're exhaling, you're gonna reach to the other side. And just like that, we're a little taller. It's true. We're normally always sitting this way. It's good to stretch. And it's good to put your hands up in the air. That's what makes you feel like you're a winner, because when you're winning a competition or when you do good at a game, what do? Yes! I do that too. And so I try when I wake up in the morning to stretch my arms up and think about, yes, I'm gonna win this day. So that's what we just did. That's awesome. Now we're gonna bend forward and let our head and our arms hang like if we were a jellyfish. If your head is looking forward, like I'm looking at Minette right now, then you're not a jellyfish. A jellyfish should be fully relaxed. So really find that sway in your arms, that relaxation. And now we're going to come, put our hands on the ground and step our feet back into plank pose. We're kind of trying to be like an alligator in his pond, in his lake, his river. Okay, that was hard. Let's come down on the ground. Let's relax. Okay, from here, we're gonna push on our hands to lift our shoulders a little bit up. And this is called the cobra pose. We're like a snake. So let's do a pyramid with our body. We're gonna come up on our hands, push on our feet on the ground, and try to do a big triangle or a big V shape. Okay, now you're gonna bring the knees down on the ground. And this is called the tabletop position. So your body is now like a table, and it has to be very stable. Imagine you have, let's say, a dinosaur egg on your back, and it cannot roll, it cannot fall. And now we're gonna do a pose that Minette should know about. It's called the cat pose. So what do cat and tigers do? They often round their backs so high. That's what we're doing here, and we're relaxing our neck. Awesome. And now we're doing the cow pose. So cows are the opposite of cat. Their back is arched. There's a lot of weight on their belly pulling everything down, so they're arched like this. And now we're going back to the cat. Rounded like a cat, arched like a cow. Okay, and from there, we're gonna come up with our knees off the ground. And this is really, really hard for your core. It's making you squeeze your core. It's really tricky, but it's very good to make you stronger. And then you come back, you can push your knees back down on the mat and rest. That was really good. Okay, from there, we're gonna bring our feet up on the mat, release our head and our hands like the jellyfish that we were before, and unroll the back very, very slowly. Awesome. And to finish things up for this body part, we're just going to do balance on one foot. So you're going to bring one foot off the ground, and you're going to close your eyes and see if you can be balanced. Awesome. That was fantastic. So just with this few movements, your body feels already like it has a little more of a superpower. It can move better, and that for the day is essential, just to be able to play and have fun, right?
I might have my kids do some yoga with me later. Man, these are some tough times that we're going through right now, and there's a lot of people who are helping us get through these times. So artist Chip Kidd is here now to help us make some thank yous for some very special people.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chip Kidd, and I am a graphic designer at the Knopf Doubleday Publishing Group. And what is graphic design, you may ask? Well, it is, to simplify it, it is the combination of words and pictures that when you put them together, you use them to communicate, to send a message. And I'm gonna teach you a little graphic design today, and our message is going to be thank you. Thank you to all the doctors and nurses and healthcare workers and everybody who is working so hard to help keep us safe during this time. All right, so who am I? Well, you don't know, it doesn't matter, but I'll bet you know this. 30 years ago, I drew and designed this. which the image got used for the movie and is still in use today. More recently, I've done some design work in comics, which I love, and I did a couple of covers for Marvel. I did Spider-Man, and these all have what we call die cut holes in them because you use a die to cut them. And Wolverine. And most recently, Spider-Woman. All right, so that's a little bit of what I do. And so I'm going to take you through the graphic design process, and I'm going to be using a program called Canva, C-A-N-V-A. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a moment. But part of the reason that I'm using that is because I think it's a great program. It's pretty easy and fun to figure out, and it's free, which is really important. So anybody can download it and use it. So ask your parents if it's going to be okay for you to do that, and they'll help you. And then we'll take it from there. So let's get started. We'll be using a free online program called Canva, which is super easy to use and a great way to be a graphic designer yourself. If you don't have Canva, don't worry. First, ask your parents for permission to access Canva. If they say yes, all you have to do is go to canva.com, that's canva.com, click Sign Up in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, and then ask your parents for help creating a free account. This is my free account page. We'll be practicing gratitude by making a thank you card to thank healthcare professionals for everything they are doing to keep us safe during these times. Okay, so let's get started by creating a design. Let's do it by clicking the Create a Design button right here. We'll start off with a card template for our thank you card. Here's the Canva editor where we'll be creating our cards. You'll see a lot of options of templates we can choose from. We'll select a thank you card template that we like, which we can design in many different ways. You'll have a lot of fun playing in here over the coming days. Once you select one of the pre-designed cards you like this one, you can customize it however you want. On the left-hand side here, you can click Images where you can select from stock photos, icons, and shapes to incorporate into your card. This is also where you can choose different backgrounds, text, and more, which we'll get into. Here you can change the message that is displayed to whatever you'd like. Maybe you want to thank a healthcare worker for going into the hospital very early in the morning to help people, or for spending each day registering hundreds of patients. Okay, I'm going to put my cursor here and then highlight this name, which I'm going to change to healthcare worker. And down here, I'm going to highlight this as well and say, you are the best. Okay, now I'm going to change the background. So you take the background that's there and just move it off to the side. And then we click back onto the background, and then we go over here to the background tool, and you've just got a ton of options. You can do the sky, you can do this sky if you like this better. I think that looks good. You know, there are so many ways to share and feel gratitude, not just while making thank you cards. Gratitude helps us be happier about life overall. It can also help you keep healthy. You can practice gratitude by just paying attention to the simple things you're grateful for, like dinner tonight, or hanging out with your siblings while you're home, or for your dog you get to play with before bed. Okay, now that we're happy with our card, I'm going to show you how to start over and create a new one from scratch. But first, what we're going to do is we're going to go up here to the upper right to this arrow. We're going to go to download, make sure that this is a PDF, and we're going to download it. Okay, so then we hit this X. Thanks for following along, and if this was your introduction to graphic design, I hope it got you interested in learning more about it and making more and using it to express yourself and to express your thanks. I'd like to express my thanks to my colleagues at the Knopf Doubleday Publishing Group and the Penguin Random House Group. They've all been doing an amazing job to support books, support their workers, and to get you books that you need in this time. I think we all do. Also, I made a card. I made a card by hand, which you can also do and upload that into the program. This is for everybody on the front lines who are risking their lives to keep us safe, but it's also for you watching this in your homes. And it's just a piece of cardboard and some ink. So, thank you all, and I wish you safety, health. I wish you love. My name's Chip Kidd. Goodbye for now.
Thank you so much, Chip. Man, we got a lot of people to be grateful for. And now, to finish up this amazing day, we've been having a lot of fun, and we're going to keep the fun going. We got quarterback from the San Francisco 49ers, Jimmy Garoppolo.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jimmy Garoppolo here, sheltered up in California, just like the rest of you guys, trying to make the best of this, quarantine and, make the best of the situation that we're in. I'm got really excited to hear about SAP's virtual Bring Your Kids to Work Day and in support of No Kid Hungry. And just, I heard they were making some videos. Heard you guys got some good ones for me, so looking forward to hearing those and answering back.
Hi, Jimmy Garoppolo. My name is Dominic, and I am 10 years old. I have a question for you. With the NFL draft happening tonight, what advice will you give to young children who have the goal to be drafted into the NFL?
Love that jersey in the background, both of them. Those are two good ones you got there, man. But yeah, you asked if I had any advice for any kids getting drafted to the NFL. I would tell them, no matter how old you are, just keep working hard. Listen to your coaches, listen to your parents, all that stuff. People can help you along the way, man. So just, take it all in and dream big. Anything's possible. See you later.
Hi, Jimmy. My name's Jack, and I'm 8 years old. And I have a question for you. When you were my age, who was your favorite football player?
What's up, Jack? How we doing, dude? You asked who my favorite football player was when I was little, growing up, and it was without a doubt Mike Vick. That guy, I don't know if you play Madden on the Xbox or PlayStation, man, but he was he was unbelievable. And so, yeah, whenever I could, Mike Vick, he was my guy.
Hi, Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm Allison, and I'm 15. My question for you is, what was your favorite subject in school and why? Right now, I'm social distance learning from home, and my favorite subject is biology.
I hope your quarantine's going good. Get to enjoy it with your friends and family. Stay safe, wash your hands, and while you're enjoying your biology during your homeschooling, it got me thinking what my favorite subject was when I was in school. And so math was definitely my favorite, no doubt about it. Just love the numbers, love how it's never ending, how you could use it in everyday life, and I mean it applies to everything, even football.
Jimmy, it's Colin. If you didn't play football, what job would you do and why?
You asked if I wasn't playing football, what would my job be? And so I always wanted to be a NASCAR driver. Love driving fast. When I was little, I loved Fast and the Furious, all those movies, and just getting to enjoy them. So that would definitely be my choice.
Hi, Jimmy Garoppolo. My name's Vanessa, and I'm 5 years old. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? My superpower would, I would be a mermaid with a magic tail that lights up.
I love those dolls that you had there with you. Those are adorable. You asked me if I could have a superpower, what would I want to, what would it be? And mine would definitely be to fly. I think that would be so cool, especially with you. If you're a mermaid, you're going to be under the water, I'll be up in the sky, and you can just light up your tail and I'll know where you're at. We could hang out.
Hey Jimmy, this is Brian. I want to know what it was like playing in the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, you asked me about the Super Bowl experience and everything that went on this year. It was unbelievable, man. I mean, couldn't even put it into words. Something, you dream about since you were a little kid and getting there. And, we came up short, but we're going to bounce back next year, baby. All right?
Hey Jimmy, Tyler here. I just want to know what you love the most about your job and what is the most difficult thing about being a quarterback in the NFL.
You asked me what my favorite part of being a quarterback was, and without a doubt, it's being in that huddle with all those guys. Just being in a huddle with your whole team like that and calling the plays, it's a unique opportunity. It's a lot of fun. And then the most difficult thing, there's a good amount of difficult things as a quarterback, but I think dealing with those big guys, those big D linemen, all trying to tackle me and everything. But, we got to stay strong, bud. Get ready for next year, all right? Go Niners, baby.
All right, now, guys, I want to remind you guys to follow the link in the bottom and make sure to support No Kid Hungry and make sure the kids get their meals while we're out of schools right now. And just remember, we're all in this together. Please, guys, stay home, stay strong, stay together, and we'll get through this thing. And when we do, maybe somebody will get the chance to see me get some one-on-one action. You know what I mean? Shoot some shots up, see what your game look like. But thank you guys so much for having me. And you guys remember, stay strong, stay home, and stay together. All right, later.
And now, a very special surprise from our friends from the New York Giants.
If I could take a second to introduce myself, I'm Pete Gwelly, Chief Commercial Officer of the New York Football Giants. And I'm here along with our partner SAP to recognize some real heroes, first responders who are doing absolutely incredible work, and to thank them for their efforts. And right now, I'm fortunate enough to have Patricia Gardner with me, nurse manager from Hackensack Meridian Health. And right now, I'm with Caesar Uloa, nursing assistant from HSS. And I've got something special I want to share with you, Caesar, on behalf of the Giants and SAP. But before I do that, is it okay if I ask you a couple of questions?
Sure, go ahead.
Can you just tell me a little bit about what you've been doing and where you've been working for the last month or so while this has been going on?
Yes, so I volunteered to go to the COVID floor. That was our 9th floor in our main hospital, and a lot of people are a little frightened of it. They don't understand it, but I went up there. They told us how we have to gown up, how we have to, doff is the word, how we have to doff and how we have to de-doff when we exit the infected area. But what I do there is I help the patients clean their body when it comes to staying in a position for so long, clean their infected areas, feed them, help them FaceTime with their loved ones, and try to keep them morale high when they're seeming a little low.
So my background is ER, and when this situation arrived, I knew that I needed to be back, where I first started. I was asked by my leaders to open the MSED, the mobile satellite unit, outside of the emergency room. So I did that, then quickly recognized that there is a need for more critical area for the patients because they're outside. So after that lasted about a week. And then I was asked to open an ICU unit, the first COVID ICU unit.
I tell you, I think on behalf of everybody, it's an honor to just be talking to you. And again, I think we all lack perspective about what people do every day. And, I really enjoy what I do for a living, but it's just nowhere near what you're doing. And I can't thank you enough. And as part of that, just a small token of our appreciation and everything that you're doing on behalf of the Giants and on behalf of SAP, we would like to invite you to a game of your choice to sit at the 50-yard line in a well-appointed suite and just, when things calm down, to just enjoy yourself and take in a game.
Oh my God. I did not, I was not so, that's definitely caught off guard. My first time blushing. Okay,
So that's a yes?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Oh, good. So let me take it one step further. Before the game, we want to bring you down on the field and watch warm-ups with us and get as close to the action as possible. And if you're okay with it, I'd love to introduce you to our owners, John Mara and Steve Tisch.
Oh, of course. It's always my dream.
That'd be amazing. Yes, I would love that.
And then one more thing I want you to think about. Make sure you let me know who your favorite player is, because I'd love to put you in the official jersey of your favorite player.
I'm so excited. Really?
Yes, absolutely.
Would you like me to, what, can I say it right now?
Sure, absolutely.
Oh, Saquon Barkley, please.
That's a great choice.
Thank you. He's a hard runner. The way he runs is how we have to just keep our morals and try to fight this virus.
Listen, you take care of a lot of people. We'd like to have the opportunity to take care of you for a change. That's all right.
That is so all right. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited.
Oh God, this feels above and beyond. But I'm so thankful right now. Thank you so much, Pete.
We can't thank you enough for everything that you're doing, and I really appreciate you taking at least a couple of minutes of your time. I can only imagine how busy you are and how challenging things are right now.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Privilege.
Wow, what an amazing day. On behalf of SAP and No Kid Hungry, thank you so much for joining our virtual Take Your Child to Work Day event. I hope you felt inspired by all of our special guests today and will be motivated by the future that lies ahead. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye.